Hello everybody, this is Mike Jr. II. Welcome back to Let's Play Orcs Must Die 2. In the last session, we basically completed all of the Dwarven Mine levels in Orcs Must Die, which is about half. I think there's like one or two more in the post. Well, this game is separated into two acts, so the first act has less levels than the second act does. So, and as you can see down here, I just refunded my skulls not too long ago. I did a bit of grinding since the last session. As I've said before, I pointed it. Oh, I don't even think I showed the video. I need to do that. I need to go back and edit my YouTube video so I can do it. I just uploaded them. I needed to get them uploaded. I didn't even care about what I was putting in the the description box just yet. I figured I'll edit them later. So, but anyway, yeah. So I did what I did in the original that I did for Nightmare Mode, but you can't get to Nightmare Mode yet. So I just basically played the edge while watching. I think I've been watching Psych again. I've been watching. Actually, I think I've been watching a bit of anime as well. I think I'm catching up on Assassination Classroom. So, but I've been basically doing that where you go manaless. If you don't get hit, you automatically get 5 skulls. And then not only that, keep in mind if you get certain, like, every 1,000 kills, you get an extra skull or something like that, plus every free skull you find in the level. And here's the thing that's really interesting. So as you can see, there are high scores over here. Now, I can say that most of these are more than likely not the ones that I did when I was playing the other day. I've probably got some of these myself elsewhere. So meaning it's some of my other profiles. So Mike Jr. II which is just my Steam username. It will have that saved on the account, no matter which of these accounts that you have, these characters that you have as, no matter which one, the highest one will have your high score saved. However, the cool thing about this game is that, so if I'm pretty sure we talked about this before, if you get a high score in the game, you also get your hands, which, by the way, when I say high score, I don't mean the #1 spot, just your personal best score. You get yourself another skull. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, that sucks if they're all connected. That means there's no way for you to, like, as soon as you do it on one playthrough, another playthrough might be a lot more difficult. It doesn't work that way, thankfully. Apparently, they still save your specific profile, and while, like, some of these won't be submitted, like, let's say, for example, let's say I got this on my original War Mage, which this one's a Sorceress. Because I got this one on my War Mage account, yes, this will be the only one that's submitted to the high scores, but you still have the ability to, like, in the Sorceress, if I got to at least my highest was like 33,000 instead of this 43,000, I would still get a new high score skull for it, which is really cool. So that made this very easy. However, I think I had around I want to say around 170,000 for my score for this when I was playing this recently. That was on my War Mage profile. As you can see, Sorceress definitely gets better high scores because I got up to 200,000. Crazy, ridiculous. Also, before I go any forward, I wanted to show off that I actually missed one of the unique items that you have per character in the game. Here is the Mana Well. If you don't remember, this was a DLC item from the first game that allowed you to add additional mana to the well. I don't even think I ever showed it off, but basically it allows you to plant a well and then you can constantly, like, recover extra MP and stuff. This actually is different for the War Mage. Let me go to the War Mage real quick. I almost pressed deleted. That wouldn't have been nice. No, not... Okay, so we have the Mana Well, but for the Sorceress, we actually have the Healing Well. So this is basically the you get your stuff back again kind of thing. So it's the reverse. Instead of mana, it is health. It's not the reverse, but you know what I mean. It's for HP instead of mana. And I have to say that's super weird. You would think that the Sorceress would get Healing Well because she is lower in HP and that the War Mage is lower in MP. It makes more sense that way. The only thing I can think about is they figured, oh well, you know, you were trying to work for, you know, since the Sorceress does have more MP, that means that she has the ability to do like Mana Well type stuff better. Like, she can use that trap where the War Mage doesn't know how to use it. But I think, like, gameplay wise, I still think it would have made sense to have it go the other way around. But I don't know, maybe they figured that would be a bonus. It's not something that I think almost anybody ever uses. The wells just aren't I get what they're going for them, but yeah, I don't even think in endless mode they would be that great at all. So, but anyway, I have taken way too long. Let's not make this was I was playing Fallout the other day and spent like 10 minutes fucking talking about all my weapon loadout. I will say I have a lot of this stuff down here, and I don't know what I'm going to take just yet. So I'm actually going to start this level off because there's going to be a cutscene here, and then I'm going to figure out what I want, and then I'm going to come back here and then pay for the items specifically. So let's go. Let's see what's going on here. Servant entrance. And if you don't remember, we went into the portals. So that's where we're going here. And as you can see, we have another help screen, which basically gives us a good idea. It's telling us the differences between the rift. Stolen enemies escape fortress through the rift instead of going out the door, and then all this other stuff as well. It's basically the same thing. The only difference is that it's saying point to the rift. That's a little weird. I don't know. It'd be nice if they talked about how you can restore MP here, but not, or sorry, HP, but not MP anymore.
He didn't even check to see if I was breathing. He grabbed my crossbow and blade staff and left me there, lingering at the edge of consciousness. I could have sworn I heard him giggle. When I felt the magic die, I knew what he'd done. He'd saved the world, but he hadn't understood the cost. Droughts, starvation, misery just as bad as the orc mobs had inflicted. I was still the oldest living war mage. With the last of my power, I could open one small, weak rift. She was flawed, I knew that. But together, my two ex-apprentices had the potential to be something more.
This construction is recent.
Yeah, it does have that new fortress smell.
Look at the walls and floors. A master's work. Few among the Order had such skill.
Yeah, there's an army of orcs on the way. How about you measure the place for drapes after the next attack?
So, yep, as we can see here, we got a lot out from that thing. Number one, the old man is still alive. If you don't remember, he was the character in the first game that basically the War Mage took over for him after he slipped in kobold blood and hit his head on the thing. Kind of a bit of a cop-out, I would say. Just, oh, he just didn't check to see if he was breathing kind of thing. Like, you're still bleeding out, my guy. Whatever, we'll just save it to magic. But not only that, he said 2 ex-apprentices. I know I said that incorrectly. The sorceress was an apprentice of the old man, which, by the way, ironically has a statue here, so it's funny that they don't figure it out just yet. But anyway, this is the servant's entrance, and I gotta say, for some reason, I thought this had a completely different name, so I'm happy we're actually exploring this one. This is a fantastic level. I love this level. I don't know what it is. There's just something about this level that makes it so entertaining and fun, and not only that, in the Family Ties DLC, we get ourselves an endless mode for this map, and I remember rewatching my playthrough of this. So much fun. So anyway, give me a second while I think about what I want to do for this level, and I will be right back. Oh, and I guess while I'm here, I should probably check out the orcs that we're running into. Sorry, ogres. So as we can see, we are getting our hands on Null Hunters again, which we haven't had in a while. They, like the crossbowmen, at least these guys didn't, at least this guy had his card updated here. They have a much different image to them, but they basically work exactly the same way. In the last game, they were more... They didn't have the skull mask. They were just kind of basically wolves that chased you. In this game, as you can see, they definitely do this. And they also have like claws on here as well instead of like a weird sword. But these are going to be the enemies that we're facing, so probably a good idea to focus on what we're going to do. Alright guys, it's been a while since I've really been into Orcs Must Die, so it's hard for me to remember these unique effects, so let me just go down the list before we start the level again, just so you guys know what's going on here. And by the way, everything has been fully upgraded, that's how many skulls I have. So first things first, the stoned enemies you deal more damage to stoned enemies. I decided to go for chilled after, oh wait no, Advance Freeze lasts longer, is that what I went for? Okay, I guess they last longer. Okay, so the freeze lasts longer. We have adds the additional slow, which is always nice. I decided to go for the burns the target longer for this one. Reinforced barricades. We're also going to go for our kind of, I usually do like a side weapon as well for these things. I decided to go for the Vampiric Gauntlet, which immobilizes. This is really nice. Basically, as you are continually to hit the enemy, it actually immobilizes them. They can't move at all, so they just kind of stay in place. So this is actually a really good one for the Sorceress, because if you're especially dealing with larger enemies and you need to keep them into the traps longer, this is a great way to keep them in there. We have ourselves the Grinder again, baby. Oh yeah, so happy to start buying this again. Unjams quicker. I didn't really need the bleed, so I figured Unjams quicker would make a lot more sense that way. We have ourselves the Pounder back again. Usually if you're playing endless mode, you want to go for the sometimes drop coins, but we only have one ogre in the level, so I think briefly stuns makes the most sense. I decided to stick with the web spinner. I don't know if I've showed this off yet. Have I? I can't remember. But the web spinner basically it slows enemies, and I figured as an additional slow, this would be our best bet to keep things going. And then because I have the burning arch thing, I figured the burning webs dealing more damage makes more sense for this. I mean, I guess you could do the weaken enemy type thing, but no, I didn't want to do that. And then also put on the ceiling, etc. And then just for today, because I couldn't think of a trinket to bring with me, we're going to do the scavenger trinket. Basically, enemies sometimes drop very little amount of coin. It's not a lot, and then when you activate it, it means that you basically, now it says generates extra coins. Now this just means they drop little coins. Oh wait, no, increased chance from coin drops from orcs and kobolds. Okay, I thought that was all enemies, so it's just the orcs and kobolds. Good to know, I did not know that. And then for this here, this is basically, it kind of acts like a coin forge type effect, but everywhere. And then as well, I got some leftover. I grinded more skulls than I needed to, just so I could show off some more outfits. Now some of these I can't show off. I can't show off the Knight of the Order. You have to do this after defeating Nightmare mode, and then you get Classic Order after defeating the main story mode. So I won't be able to show those off, but let's see. You know, I think I can go for the orc skin. If I remember correctly, we got this in Family Ties. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this was Family Ties. So I think we will use this for this particular session today, at least for as long as I go up to. I feel like it, and maybe I'll do a different setup later on. But yep, let's play Servant's Entrance again. Let me just skip this cutscene. Alrighty then, here is my loadout for today. Now I think I am going to set this up properly. Because keep in mind, we don't get to work with this door just yet. So I think the way you usually barricade this, it's been a while. I think you do.
I'll shape their path.
Yeah, there we go. Something like this. You might be able to add more as well. But yeah, you want to do something like this to block the orcs so you can work your way up here. Or sorry, so then even the ones coming up here have to go this way. And usually a lot of gotta make sure I don't fall off. And then usually at the same time, they come up here for a bit. And then they go, wait a minute, I can't go that way. And then they turn around just because that's the way the pathfinding works. You know, it might be a good idea to... It's hard to say what I want to do right now. Because you do want to start off... Like, you do want to hit them a bit up here. You want to focus a little bit on hitting the enemies or else they don't. You usually end up missing your par time, so you kind of want to stay up. You want to get into the fray a little bit, but... I do want to make sure my kill box over here is set up for when that time comes. So I think I'm just going to do a nice little...
Come to me, little.
Okay. I'm going to set up this. Okay, I don't think I need that there, but I just kind of want to give a good idea. I'll probably do either one of these down here, I'll do one up here, and then the pounder right here. Probably do a pounder on both sides, but what do you do? And then we'll be lining up pounders up here as well. At least that's what I think is going to happen. I haven't played the level yet, so at least not in a long time. But this was one of my favorites. I definitely enjoyed this level. Oh, wait, you know what? Now's a time to probably show off one of my favorite inventions that I made. I know this sounds weird. In Orcs Must Die Endless Mode, I know my inventions as if anybody ever listened to this, but I called it my own anyway. Setting up booby barricades is what I call them. Of course, because since I was, it was 2012, I had to make a boob joke somewhere. Even though I didn't play a sorceress, so you'd think I'd just be like a horny dude playing sorceress going, hey, look at girl's butt all day long. But no, basically as the, because I remember correctly, most of the time these sappers come through this door and then come through here because they chase after barricades. Set this thing right here. They will constantly hit this thing, and even if this thing doesn't last, it lasts long enough that it's not disrupting all your barricades over there. So something to think about. I don't know if I'll do it just yet, but might be something to do later on, or maybe in a playthrough I fuck up. So anyway, I think a good idea would be to set up sprayers. I think alternating sprayers will help out a lot. And then we're going to set up that. Okay. I'm going to try to do as well as I can up here first and just use that as a fallback.
Did you miss me, boys?
Oh, that's right. As you can see, there's our Knoll Hunter, and he's still just as much of a pain in the ass as he was beforehand. Oh, by the way, I got myself my macro working on my PC. Okay, so they immediately go for another door. Great, isn't that great? Okay. I couldn't remember when they did this.
Begin the lesson.
It's kind of lame, but whatever.
Here they come.
Okay, gonna do.
And whirling death. Those larger orcs are tougher than their smaller kin.
Oh, that's right. We have the orc heavy. I totally forgot about that. So yes, the heavy orcs are basically the new orcs. So we only see the first two orcs originally, and now we get our hands on the heavy. Actually, she brought up the heavies. I don't see them yet. Maybe they're only Yes, I'm sure they are. Okay, cool. So unless the heavies are heading through the other door, which is probably the situation. But yeah, they're basically purple orcs. They're, as they say it, they're,
A special treat.
Sorry, I had to turn down the audio. It was way too loud. But yeah, the heavy orcs basically do more damage. They take more damage, etc., etc. Okay, we need to do that. Awesome, awesome. Actually, we're gonna bust out the mobilized gauntlet. This thing works out really well. Not only that, there is, I think, I don't know if it's just an endless mode, but I know you can use it in endless mode. Basically, there is a nice little thing in this game where if the enemy stays for too long in one place, the game assumes that, oh, fuck, you know, we fucked up, yeah, the game basically assumes that they fucked up. So because they fucked up, they need to kill the enemy because they get stuck. Oh, oh, they are coming through the other door. Okay, okay. What? Is it over here? No, it's not over here. Unless I'm missing something. Okay, definitely should have started my booby barricades, I think. No. Okay, we're just gonna assume all of the zappers are gone. If not, I think I should, with my coin forge here, which I really don't need, I should be able to afford to get new stuff. Okay, looks like our barricades are looking good. Ah, gotta love that web spinner. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, you jerks. Come on, come on. Probably should wait until they get into the death traps. Okay, that works. Cool, cool. Awesome, awesome. Let's see, how are we gonna set this up? Actually, I think I have enough for a booby barricade, so we're just gonna do a booby barricade so we don't have to worry about these anymore. So as I said before, and sometimes enemies run into it as well, so it's still pretty helpful. But yep, as I've said before, this is the way booby barricades work. You set up, I don't know if it's, I don't know, I honestly, I never really tested it, but it's just the way I do it. Set up yourself some barricades that have a grinder near it, especially one that unjams faster, and bam, you are set. If you want to kill some of the other orcs quicker, obviously you're probably going to want to set up some traps over there, maybe some more sprayers around, some, yes, I'm sure they are. Anyway, oh, by the way, I forgot the coin forge uses magic as well, so be careful when you use that. But, as you can see, we're getting ourselves a little bit more stuff from this, and probably the best time to use it here, where we're going to be getting our hands on some extra combos. Oh. Not a good thing for me, but thankfully we got tons of health here. Oh, got crossbows. Gotta watch out for those fuckers. Oh, and we also got our hands on an ogre again. Nice. Honestly, not anything I'd worry about. Because, that's right, stone staff, baby. God, I am happy I got this macro set up. Alright, so fun fact, I was looking for Nana Nia's original video, which is where I got the idea to use the coin forge for, and then I couldn't find it. So I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Let me Google it. Apparently, my mouse has a built-in macro. Oh, I guess these guys are here, but as long as you stay here, you should be able to know when the you should know when the zappers are popping up and be able to defend yourself properly. Of course, of course. Thankfully, with the way this is set up, I didn't even go near the rift at all. I didn't show you guys the rift yet. My bad. Whatever. Awesome. But basically, there's a rift down there. As I said before, it doesn't cure HP. Sorry, it doesn't do MP, it does HP only. I don't know if the I want to say even the MP is less as well, but don't quote me on that. What the fuck? How did the Null Hunter get stuck up there? Did he get smashed? That's actually genuinely funny. Yep, stay back there, buddy. Stay back. Come on, come on. There we go. God, do you see how well that Stone Staff takes out that Null Hunter? In the last game, if Null Hunters got you by surprise, they could fuck you up pretty well. This game, nope, just forget about it. You beat their ass. There's that.
Begin the lesson.
Gonna do those guys. I don't know if I should do another. I don't want to do a bunch, but I think another. Actually, no. You know what? Let's take advantage of the sprayers over there to help get some, help take out the enemies. God, I love the, I don't know what it is. The layout of this level is so well. I do love the level design in this game is fantastic. It's just really, really good. All right, if you want to look, now feel free to take a look at that mini map up there, because you're going to see those zappers go to the corner. And as you can see, we heard the zappers, and usually the zappers show up at that time, and they haven't done anything to our barricade yet because the booby barricade has done its fucking job, baby. It's so fucking good. Oh, looks like they finally started hitting the barricade a little bit. Let's see how bad it was. Yeah, not bad at all. Look at that. And keep in mind, those things are supposed to fuck up your barricades. So since you gave it like a little bit of leeway, we'll get through with that. But especially if you're not playing on nightmare mode, which you don't get breaks, your stuff should survive very easily. Yep. So as you can see, we got ourselves a nice little break. So bam, we are good to go over there. Oh, so good. If you want to play it safe, you could also do something else over here. You could probably even put one right here as well. But honestly, I'm not worried about it.
Poor little flattened
We're gonna do that. I just want to speed up this process over here so there's a better chance that I kill them as fast as possible. And then I guess I'll do, since they like to go down here, we will do that. Okay, cool.
What fresh hell is this?
I don't know why she said that. What the fresh hell is this? Oh, damn it, before I play this video, I was gonna check out who the old man's voice is. I'll put it on screen right now, and I'll try to put, like, his most, if I remember correctly, he was one of the few that didn't... I could be wrong, but he was something else that I don't remember him from anything. It was only recently that I heard the sorceress's voice, and I was like, wait a minute, I've heard that voice somewhere else before recently. Now, if you need yourself at this point to have a... Now, keep in mind, all these are upgraded fully, so it's probably why we're doing pretty well for what it was, where beforehand I had to be very, like I said, this game is very much a little on the grindy side because of the fact that they want you to,
Extra helping of pain.
But yeah, the game's a little bit more on the grindy side because they want you to grind for skulls, so I got that out of the way. By the way, we usually don't see a lot of the daytime sky in the Rift worlds. I'll get into my complaint about that in a second, but that is very nice to see, honestly. Even if it is weird, in the last game it seemed more like regular daytime, but here they're definitely showing a lot of different stuff. Maybe it's supposed to be an example of the world not doing well because of the War Mage actions closing off the rifts. I don't know what's going on. I was trying to use my magic and it wasn't letting me. Alright, yeah, we'll do another one there. I don't want to do too much slowing.
Time to dance.
Alright, awesome. That's the thing, you gotta worry about slowing down the enemies too much. You don't want it to affect your par time. Really would be nice to know what my par time is and how well I'm doing, but I doubt that's a thing. I don't remember seeing that in the stuff I've seen for Orcs Must Die 3. Which, by the way, turns out I'm not gonna be able to experience Orcs Must Die 3 immediately when it comes out on Steam because I'll be on vacation for a bit. At the, like, literally almost the start of vacation, so I'm like, fuck, I'm just not gonna be able to do it. And I don't feel like grabbing a shitty PC just to play the game poorly. I don't mind doing that after I played the game for a bit. I don't want that to be my first experience of the game. Not my cup of tea. Also, floor scorchers can be put on the wall. I don't know why, but it's pretty nice. I guess since we're here, we might as well activate this effect. Just so we can get our hands on some extra damage for these guys. There you go, okay. I think that's an ogre. No, it's not. No. I want to kill you while I have the chance. Awesome. God, look at how much stuff we have. Oh, best things about the floor scorchers, you can point them downward on these spots, and now you're doing way more damage.
So predictable. There will be blood.
We'll just put that over there just so we have something. Oh no, Mr. Orc. God, look at how much damage this does. It's so good. Yeah, I am definitely over-leveled for this point. I will not be upset about that. But again, the whole point of me isn't to play the game my first time. You know, the idea is to give you guys, well, number one, give you guys good setups and stuff, but then also just, but you know, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, well, you know, this setup doesn't look like it does well, and then apparently, imagine if it did do well. The only difference is that it doesn't, imagine the only issue is that it, I just wasn't upgraded enough. I needed more damage, or the reset time needs to be faster, depending on the way the game has the thing set up. There we go. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Thank you, man. I'll have to Stupid fucking kobolds get through. That's the best thing about having the grinders again, is I don't have to worry about the kobolds getting through. Got way too many grinders. And we did it, folks. 5 skulls. Hell yeah. Alright then, cool. And now finally we get our hands on the Ice Amulet. Definitely not my favorite of the magic ones. Definitely better than the Wind Belt in my opinion. Actually, I don't know. It kind of depends. The nice thing about the Wind Belt is that it's definitely more for a physics-oriented, or you can throw them into a cliff or at a hole or whatever. But the Ice Amulet makes it a lot easier to defeat certain enemies, especially if you struggle with ogres and stuff, but not really needed after the Stone Staff in my opinion. So, let's take a quick look at our stuff. Number 1, part-time. We did pretty damn well. So again, not spending a lot of time on the breaks between the levels is your best bet for making part-time. And obviously, it's a little bit more difficult in Nightmare because you don't get those breaks afterwards. But anyway, 1,000 more career kills, and then we also got ourselves 10,000 career kills. So we got a lot of skulls from this level, funny enough. And then just regular victory stuff. Awesome. Cool. Alright then, so I think it's time for us to continue onward. Obviously, I'm going to go into the level, and then I will come back to refund my skulls, and then do something else. And yes, passages. I love passages. This is up there. This is another really fun level.